Happy 2018, everybody. So, in the Airstream today, and this is the first day of 2018. Yesterday, I did a quick video, popped it up, went out for a nice little flight up in the Granite Dells, and today, I didn't get any flying time in. I actually went downtown this morning before sunrise because I was thinking about doing a 360 pano of Prescott's Whiskey Row. They had the boot drop last night, and so I figured go down there really early in the morning because people are probably having hangovers really bad, and I wouldn't have people milling around on the row. Sad to say, I decided not to do the 360 and the Tiny Planet shots this morning. There were a fair amount of people walking around Whiskey Row, so they were heading up and down the row, walking around. I don't know if they were walking off their hangovers or what. Um, Fortunately, at 7:36 in the morning, nobody seemed to be going into the bars. So last night's celebration sounded like it went off really well. Fireworks in the distance is what I heard last night, but I didn't go down and attend. Walking around the courthouse plaza today, I got to say, definitely a big shindig. There's a couple of guys out cleaning up and picking up all the confetti and all the garbage that was all over the courthouse square. I didn't shoot any of that. It was kind of cold, and I figured, well, yeah, I came down to do some aerial stuff. Too many people back and forth, and I didn't have a visual observer with me. I'm putting that off right now. But soon we should have a new 360 pano of Prescott's Whiskey Row. It is a historic place, so I'll be sure to let you know when we pop that one up. And yeah, so that should be really interesting. So what's in store here for 2018? Well, I've already got a lot of work for this week, so doing some work for a realtor, updating their site, updating their MLS listings, doing some more work for some home sales at one of the resorts we work with, and still spending time in the Airstream here in Prescott, and it's still too cold at night. So in the next couple of weeks, you'll probably see the Airstream rolling out for a bit. Thinking about heading back down to Wickenburg. I need to get up to Las Vegas, and I've got some friends down in Borrego that would really like me to come pay a visit. So on this channel, we should be seeing all of this in the near future. Now, I'm definitely not doing daily video updates. If I was going to put that much time in, I might as well continue the regular blogging back on the Airstream Chronicles. But you should probably see at least 2 videos a week. We're really going to try to work with this platform and see how well it works. Not only reaching out to people who want to know more about full-time RV living and Airstream living or even tiny home living. This channel is also for my business, and the Airstream is an integral part of my business. So one of the key features of having the Airstream is that I can drive to client locations, which is a big deal. I'm out there photographing for them, teaching them how to run their own websites. We're now incorporating video for them as well. So all of this comes together, and the Airstream is a big part of it. The other big part of the Airstream, for me at least, for travel, we don't see me jumping on planes and running anywhere for a reason. Thanks to all my fun food allergies, the Airstream is my mobile kitchen. Um, I can't go out to a McDonald's. I can't go to any kind of restaurant because the food allergy list is way too long. So too much risk going into a restaurant. I'm not antisocial, and I'm not anti-restaurants. I actually really enjoy them and miss them. But the Airstream is my mobile kitchen, so it comes along with me, and it makes working in different locations much easier. So travel's still part of my life, and hopefully in 2018 it's going to be a bigger part of my life again. All right, enough with that. I wanted to talk a little bit about, so everyone's into tiny home living. Everybody's following Airstreamers and other RVers who are doing blogs and doing videos. And I'm going to be a little more realistic than a lot of the folks doing these things. just like back in 2001 when I was hiking the Appalachian Trail, I kept an online journal, and a friend of mine said that his mom followed along with my journal because it was pretty accurate. There was the good and the bad. So there are great parts to full-time RV living, and I just mentioned one. My mobile kitchen helps me work around stupid food allergies. Getting to see new places is absolutely awesome. So, and I did a lot of that in 2006, 2007, and then stayed in places longer, I know. So the travel part is fantastic. The people you meet are fantastic, but there are realities. A recent video podcast that I did, I talked about overwintering in the Airstream, and even though it's warmer today, from my kneecaps down, I'm still cold. The floor's still radiating cold. Other issues are you've really got to figure out what you do and don't need in your RV. You only have so much room to work with. And so we're going to take a look around the Airstream here in just a second. And this is a 25-foot long by 8 feet wide. So go ahead and do that math there. 25 times 8. What are we looking at? 200 square feet of space. Okay, so 200 square feet of space is not giant. And I've got cabinets, I've got tables, I've got kitchen appliances. So maneuverable space, the space that I can move in and out of, and the living space that I have for me, it's less than 200 square feet of space. So it's very tight. And you really have to come to terms with what you do and don't need in your RV. So we're going to take a quick tour through, and by quick tour through I mean it's only like 6 steps. When I when I come in the Airstream door and I head back to the bedroom or to the bathroom, it's 5 or 6 regular strides. Not a lot of space. So for this to be home and office, there are always challenges. And that's not to knock it, that's just to give you fair warning. So, all right, let's take a walk through the Airstream, and then we'll talk a little more about the new year. All right, so we're outside the Airstream now, and it's another bright sunny day, and I'm squinting once again. So I definitely could use the sunglasses once more. Fortunately, I'm not staying out here too long. Just brought you outside so that you could actually see the Airstream behind me here. And if we just move around, so this is a 2004 Airstream Safari, and it was purchased in 2004 at Marty's USRV up near Cape Cod. And so we're just going to take a quick walk around. So here's the other side of the Airstream, and this is where all of the hookups are. So my power and my water, and of course the sewage drains as well. Really exciting stuff, right? So as you can see, 25 feet's not that long. And now let's go inside really quick, and you can get a look at the setup. And it's kind of messy in the Airstream today, so I do apologize. And so we're hopping on in, and right away we see space heaters. Here is the living room area, complete with the couch, and my other camera set up for doing this video podcast here. So there you go. Let's go back to starting from the couch and taking a look back. Kind of messy and cluttered in here, isn't it? Well, one of the things that goes along with wintertime is the extra space heater. So I've got a space heater up here in the front, and I've got another space heater in the back area right there, down on the floor, and then a little laundry bag going on in the kitchen area. I've also got my HEPA filter, which is a huge help. With all the dust and allergens here, that thing is invaluable. So it's a minefield coming in. I've got a space heater up at the front, and I've got the HEPA in the middle near my work area, and then I've got the second heater. And so from the door, I'm just going to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to the bathroom door and to the bedroom. So, and hey, right in the bathroom mirror too. So there you go. Not huge, not a ton of space, And so everything that goes in here really has to count. And fortunately, the workspace that we built in here a couple of years ago, thanks to my friend Don Rance, thank you so much, Don, that's made a very, very big difference. Um, it was even more cluttered before. So whenever I get ready to head out and travel, all of this stuff gets packed away. Everything has a place. Everything has a place in the cabinets. But when you park for a little while, things tend to spread out. And so that's happened here. So in my next trip, I'll get myself organized better. But as you can see, so for folks interested in tiny home living and for full-time RVing, unless you got one of the big Class A's, space is at a premium, and you want to get outside as much as you can. So one of the things that keeps you sane is not staying inside here all day long. Getting outside and extending your living space outside is a big part of full-time RVing, and I've got a feeling it's probably the same for those folks who are doing tiny homes. So the quick tour of the Airstream's over. So as you can see, definitely limited space. So, as I said before, you've really got to learn how to manage your space and what's in your RV. So I mentioned some of the bonuses, being able to travel, and I spend a lot of my time actually in Prescott, Arizona. And for regular followers of the blog, you already know that. So, you know, I could be on the move. I know a lot of other RV families who are constantly on the move. Um, I did that for a good bit of time, and I like staying places longer now so that you don't feel like you're racing around. Whenever a client job comes up, absolutely the Airstream will get hitched up and I'll get on the road. But you burn through a lot of gas, and I don't think you actually see as much. So in my years of the travel part with the Airstream, I've seen some pretty amazing places, and I've gotten to stay in some pretty amazing places. I come back to Prescott as my home base. Uh, a big part of the reason why I like Prescott is what's right out behind the Airstream here. And if you watched yesterday's video, you know what that is. It's the Granite Dells. So back in New England, I lived in a big house with 5.5 acres. It was absolutely beautiful, New Hampshire. Um, the closest rock climbing area to me from my house was a 45-minute drive. To get up into the mountains was a couple-hour drive from southern New Hampshire. Here in Prescott, the place I stay at is called Point of Rocks RV Campground. A 5-minute walk and I'm out in the rocks. In 10 minutes you can be set up for climbing. My business partner and buddy Greg is out running through the amazing landscape that's here. And to have this as your backyard, that's one of the big bonuses of full-time RVing for me. To find a house in the Granite Dells, yeah, good luck. Um, I just don't see that happening. But as a full-time RVer and staying here for a good part of the year, that's my backyard. So that's one of the really big bonuses. And if you followed the website for years, you know I love visiting places in the desert from Borrego Springs, California, all the way up to Cortez, Colorado, and Utah, Vermilion Cliffs National Monument, Hovenweep National Monument. There's so many amazing places here in the desert Southwest that it does work well for full-time RVing, and you can get past the tiny space you're working in if you're outside a lot and visiting amazing places. So the winter's always tough, so if I sound a little down on full-time RVing, I'm sorry about that. I'm not. I'm not down on it at all. But when you hit the winter months or when you hit some heavy rain seasons, suddenly the size of your living space becomes extremely relevant. But most of the year, we've got these really gorgeous days and nights and really good moderate climates up here in the mountains. So, almost 2 hours from Phoenix, and it makes a big difference in the temperature. So there is that. So most of the year we get to be outside a lot, and even when I'm doing tech work for my clients, I still make sure to get outside a lot. So That's one of the saving parts that can make you enjoy full-time RVing is the places that you're at. Like I said, I don't travel as much as a lot of other RVers, but the places I go to are always awesome places, and a lot of places that I revisit. We'll pick up another one of these later in the week. Um, Probably some work-focused information and talking more about earning a living while you're a full-time RVer.